How's it, guys? So a new track was loaded today. One of Gran Turismo's play tracks. Quali wasn't too good. I see some guys are putting down some good times. I did 5 laps just to get a quali time so I could participate in a race. Good news is I got back to my AS rating. I've had some good races. I'll upload some of them. Last week's daily race B with the Supra around Spa was quite good for me. I was actually rated top 200 in the European African region. So yeah, I got a few wins from that, and that pulled me back up to AS. So in this race, Porsche, I played around. I did about 3 or 4 laps. Found it was very unstable. Tried the Mercedes-Benz out. The quali time was a 57.5. Supra looks like the car to beat in this race. Bonnet number was 5, so I needed to come 5th just to maintain my driver rating. So yeah. Again, eventful race, cleaner than what they used to be. What I did notice with last week's races, you have to qualify at least the top 4 just to get some clean race or some decent racing at least. So 9th place, I just wanted to be very skeptical or very careful about the cars that are around me. The guy behind me was about 3 seconds a lap slower than me. The guy in front of me was about 0.3 a lap faster than me, so I thought I'd just have a lonely 9th place race. But then again, the guys in front of me, they were quite close in their quali time, so they battled quite a lot. So yeah, I was hoping the guys in front would battle, try to just hold on to the slipstream, just so that I could get a decent drive through all the corners and wait for one of them to stuff up or a few of them to stuff up to give some positions. Try to keep my nose clear of penalties. That was obviously a big thing as well. Not a heavy penalty zone, but with a group as close as what we were running in, half a second could have cost you 2-3 positions. So first lap wasn't too eventful. I just kept trying to keep away from the guy behind me. So I was about half a second, end of the lap about 1.1 seconds ahead of the GTR. And then I started to drop off from the Supras in front of me as well. So where I did notice the Supras were strong, we're in the tighter sections and getting out the corners. So coming down the straight, they were a little bit quicker than me. Coming into the braking zones, I could catch them quite nicely with the Mercedes-Benz. So big banky boy, a Super GT calls it. I call it, oh, I've actually forgotten what we call it now. It's a corner at, anyway, it'll come to me just now. So yeah, they started to pull away from me here. This section, I was struggling initially. I tried a wide line, I tried a narrow line. The big thing I wanted to try to do was get the drive to carry me through this corner, and this corner is where I caught a lot of time. The last corner, I noticed you can take a lot of curb on the inside to get you some good drive coming out the last corner onto the main straight. So if you can run on that rumble strip on the inside, you can get on the gas nice and early and start closing the gap. So you can see I started to pull from the GTR behind me. I started to catch the guys in front of me, especially here on the braking zone through this little section. So I saw the guys fighting like mad here, 3 abreast. Supra goes wide on the left. He did join eventually and started to catch up, but I just wanted to keep that gap behind me so that I didn't get bumped into heavy braking zones. Beetle in front of me, I noticed the Beetle actually turned quite sharply. You can see through that corner as well, so I needed to get some decent drive coming out of here. Coming down the straight, this corner as well, I've got a different line to the rest of the guys, because I like to turn it in nice and early, and then I can get on the gas nice and soon, and I catch quite a lot there as well, and I keep away from the left hand side. A lot of the guys brake, get 2 wheels off, and they run wide, as you can see this Supra in front of me, the pink Supra. So these two went 2 abreast, slowed each other down. These 3 cars were then fighting for position. I didn't have a bit of shit with the guy in 6th place, but kind of used me as a battering ram, which you'll see now. I'll call it a racing incident. Alright, so coming down to the big right-hander, hard braking zone, brake at about 60 meters in the slipstream of about 80-90 meters. I use the curb on the inside again just to get some decent drive. Through here I struggled. The Merc, you really have to get the line 100% correct to stay flat on the gas. If you don't, you'll notice I lift a little bit there and run wide and get the wheel. When I tried it the Porsche, it's flat, no problem. Even if you run a little bit wide, you can stay flat. Alright, so here they started to cramp up again in front of me. by cramping, obviously slowing down. I was hoping I could get the drive coming out of this final left-hander onto the main straight, hopefully two abreast. So this Supra joined, you can see him a little bit sideways, a little bit of a nudge. I did leave him space on the outside. And I saw he was still running on the dirt, so I just carried on running my line. And again on the brakes here, catch the guys quite nicely. Okay, someone actually used the FT1 in front of us. The difference between the two is one's normally aspirated, one is turbocharged. FT1 is normally aspirated, high revving motor. The Supra is a turbocharged motor, and you'll notice the guys shift very soon in that. Right, so here's incident number 1. Penalty in the car in front of me, 2 cars, ghosting. I go between the two, this guy just pulls in front of me. Now I don't know if it was lag, I don't know what it was. He got a penalty for it, so I was a little bit grateful for that. But he was quite a dirty driver. Puts his nose in any little gap and starts pushing people wide, so I thought I didn't want to bump him. I was considering it. But I gave him benefit of the doubt and I thought, let me just pass this guy. Right, so coming through here, 2 abreast, not going to work. And by those 2 being 2 abreast, they slowed down old glitchy McGavin here. So I got the drive coming onto this main straight. I wasn't going to be quicker than the Supras, but because they had no drive, I literally just went through. So here's the instance. Okay, so we're 2 abreast. I keep to the left hand side, I've got the Supra on my inside. I give him lots of space. And he just runs wide and bumps me. Have a look at that again from his view. Okay, so you can see I'm next to him. Coming to the braking zone, I keep the space to the left. I don't close it off. And you can see there, he accelerates into me, bumping me wide. So I was like, okay. I'll give him benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's just a bit of a potato and doesn't exactly know what he's doing. Flashing lights was obviously connected to his steering. Definitely a potato of some sort. So yeah, the Supra, you can see he dives me on the inside. Good overtaking move. He got some decent drive. I wanted to block, but I just didn't get the car across quick enough. So I was like, okay, I'll brake early. I'll line him up. Brake a little bit earlier. Come on the inside and line him up for the next corner, which worked out perfectly for me. Right, so I regained my 2nd place. Coming into the last corner, guy in front of me, going on to the last lap, has a 2-second penalty, so I wasn't too worried about him. I just needed to stay within a second and a half to get clear of him, so I wanted to stay in the slipstream of the pink car. Okay, so coming down the straight, 2 guys behind me quite close, but I've got decent braking ability in this corner. Pull on the inside so they can't bump me. Okay, coming out of turn 2 of the hairpin. No real overtaking zone into this section here. The left and the right hander, they can dive you on the inside, so I just go a little bit defensive. Middle of the track, run on the rumbles, get some drive on the way out. Now you'll notice Glitchy McGavin actually ran wide in turn 1, so I didn't have to worry about him. Okay, so he's now out of the question completely. So guy in front of me, I wanted to try get in a slipstream to catch him in the hard right hand and the hard braking zone into the right hander. If I could get close enough through this section here, I could get the slingshot on him and take him on the inside. So that was my plan. So here I get some good drive on the exit. He doesn't, and unfortunately tried to pass him, gave him a little nudge. So he went defensive. I thought, okay, well I'm not going to stick it on the outside because I know exactly what he's going to do. So I braked a little bit early to try and get the inside line on him, and kudos to him, he held the inside line. Alright, so coming through here again, now I knew the double right-hander. I could maybe take him on the exit of the 2nd right-hander and then try get him on the inside of the last corner. Or if I can really get him well in this right-hander, I can set him up for the 2nd one, but he got his braking marker perfect, his turn-in was perfect, and he got some good drive going into the next section. So again, just wanted to get close here, nice and early on the gas, into the last corner. Wanted to get into the slipstream, so I left a little bit of space on the gas nice and early, so I got some good drive coming onto the main straight. In a slipstream, try pull out next to him, and he beat me by 0.05. So last lap, fastest lap I think was a 56.9 by the guy in 2nd place, and I think it was about 3rd fastest. So yeah, So guys, that's the video. If you guys would like to subscribe to my channel, I'll try keep you guys up to date weekly, as I said. It's about a week and 2 days, but I'll start getting into more of habit.